Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for May 30th, 2023 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. Kim and I started out the day at the Charlotte Pier. We got there a little bit earlier than usual, right around 5 a.m. Here I am scanning the beach, looking through the gulls, and we didn't really have anything unusual today, but it was a really beautiful morning to be out. After the pier, we made a really quick stop at the Firehouse Woods, but the mosquitoes were really bad. So we headed over to the Braddock Bay West Spit, where the highlight was a black-bellied plover over on the barrier island. We got to the Hawk Watch platform about 8:15, I would say, and it was another beautiful day with clear skies, and we had decent winds in the morning. Winds were southerly or southwesterly, light to moderate for the first few hours, which gave us a nice little flight of turkey vultures and broadwings. The lake breeze kicked in around 11, so that kind of shut things down. After that, it was mostly just vultures and a few northern harriers. Right after I pulled in, I had this great egret fly by, and the first few birds of the day were nice looks at really low juvenile broad-winged hawks, such as this one. On the broadwings, you can see the relatively unmarked patagials. They don't have the dark bars like the red tails do, and you can see that most of them are molting these inner primary feathers, so it's pretty common to see a gap in the feathers on the juvenile broadwings that we're seeing. And you can see the streaking on the underside kind of goes up to the upper breast on the sides. In the middle, it's kind of the white throat goes to a clean upper breast. And then they have kind of a belly band looking thing, but it's different than the belly band of red tails, where it's a thick belly band and then completely plain above that. Here's a juvenile Cooper's hawk, so that has that flying cross shape with a big head, long rounded tail because the outer tail feathers are shorter than the center ones, and wings held out straight. Kind of a lanky looking bird, and we know it's a juvenile because of the brown teardrop streaking on the underside. And I believe this bird may be banded. I think that's what you're seeing on the leg here. And here we have an adult Cooper's hawk, so sort of the same shape. And this one's got its tail completely folded, but you can see those shorter outer tail feathers folding underneath. And this one is definitely banded. You can see the band on the leg there. And we know it's an adult because of the orange barring on the underside. Here we have a group of 3 male wood ducks. And here's an immature bald eagle. And with this light, you can really notice the difference between the 2 ages of flight feathers. So you have the retained juvenile feathers in the wings, which are these browner ones that are slightly longer, where the light is shining through them a bit more. And then in between them, you have these darker feathers that are a little bit shorter. These are ones that were already replaced one time. And I think this photo captures many aspects of the day. Kim went and got calzones for lunch, so that was way too many calories that we probably didn't need, but they were delicious. And I had my guitar out there again. And Kent and Susan came and gave me this nice flycatcher identification guide, which came out recently that I'd really been hoping to get. So I'm really looking forward to looking through that and hopefully finally learning to identify some of these flycatchers by sight. And they also brought some Sharpies for me to sign, either magnets or people to sign the back of the guitar with. So a lot of fun, a lot of different parts of the day captured in one image. And it was great to catch up and spend some time with my friends Zhihui and Tanya, who are a Chinese couple who are students in the area that I met out here at the park a couple of years ago, and they were kind of new to birding, so I was able to teach them some things about birds, and I'm a Chinese learner, so they were able to teach me some things about the Chinese language. So hadn't seen them in a couple of years, so really nice to get to spend some time with them before I go home to Pennsylvania. Taking a quick look at the eBird checklists from the Charlotte Pier in the morning. The main highlight was we had a couple of Dunlin that we heard and saw flying away, nothing too exciting, and one great black-backed gull, but otherwise no rare shorebirds. At the Firehouse Woods, I had gloves on because the mosquitoes are terrible in there, so I didn't do a full list. I just put in one morning warbler that we heard singing. From the West Spit, we had 41 species, with the highlight being that black-bellied plover out on the barrier island. And from the Hawk Watch platform today, we had 51 species. Taking a look at the HawkCount report for our migrant raptor totals, today we had 144 turkey vultures, 2 osprey, 9 bald eagles, 6 northern harriers, 1 sharp-shinned hawk, 1 Cooper's hawk, 95 broad-winged hawks, and 1 red-tailed hawk for a total of 259. That brings the May total to 13,234 and the season total to 50,059. So we broke 50,000 today. To much fanfare and excitement. We were ringing bells and jumping up and down. Okay, that's sort of what happened, but we were excited to pass 50,000. There were no new species for the season today. And tomorrow is the last day of the season. The forecast is looking very similar to how it's been, with sunny skies and a high in the low to mid 80s. The winds are starting out southwest in the morning, which is kind of what happened today. We had that favorable wind early, and then by late morning, it will probably have shifted around to a more northerly wind, although it's saying north-northwest rather than a straight northeast lake breeze. So overall, they're decent winds, I would say. We should have a chance of a bit of a morning flight there like we had today, with some final kettles of broad-winged hawks and turkey vultures to end the season. And I should also mention that Dana Ford, the head of Braddock Bay Raptor Research, will be coming from around 11 to 1 and bringing some ice cream and popsicles and things like that. So you're welcome to come out and join us as we celebrate the end of the 2023 spring season here at the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. Hope to see you out at the platform for one final day of hawk watching. From Like eBirds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.